Okay, today I'm going to show you how to identify an agate. Now, I've been looking for agates since I was just a little kid, and I've found them in many places. Some of these I found in Minnesota, some I found in interior Alaska, and others I found on the beaches of the Kenai Peninsula. So here I want to show you from left to right. I have agates. On the left, the agates are more gem quality than on the right. So the farther right I go, the worse the agates look. Here you can see this one has a piece of the matrix in it, and it doesn't have any lines, and it's just kind of dull and off color. So I have this candle here to give you an idea of what is called luster. Now, luster is very important in identifying rocks, especially for agates. And I give the candle as an example because agates have what is called a waxy luster. If you look at the luster of these agates, luster is basically just what the agate looks like, the rock looks like. And they kind of look like wax. They're kind of shiny, not really though, but it looks like you could almost melt them into a candle even. Obviously you can't. They have a pretty high melting point and they're very hard. But normal quartz, I have a piece of quartz here it looks to me like it's a sedimentary rock, and it looks like the silica just precipitated out of the rock, and it formed lines, but it's not an agate. It's got a dull luster. It doesn't look like wax. There's kind of some bigger crystallizations. Agate is a form of cryptocrystalline quartz, which is microscopic crystals. And although you'll see crystals in agate, that's just quartz inside the agate. The agate is actually the area where the quartz crystals are so fine that you can't distinguish that it's crystals. So these polished agates have a very shiny luster. It's called a vitreous luster. And like quartz crystals will have a vitreous luster, it's a shiny, like a shiny reflective plane. And metal has a metallic luster. So many agates are translucent. I'll give you an example. That basically means you can see light through them. So when I lift this agate up to the light, you can see the light come through that rock. And although it's not true for all agates, such as this one here, well, somewhat true, but it's pretty thick and it's hard to see through them. It's not always true for them, but many agates are translucent, and it helps with finding them because the sun makes them glow. Agates are also very hard. They're 7 on the Mohs scale. And for example, iron nail is 5.5 on the Mohs scale. Glass is also 7 on the Mohs scale, and so is quartz. And basically, to get an agate to scratch glass, you have to push pretty hard, but they'll do it. They're just slightly harder than glass, and they're much more dense. So, also like glass, they'll fracture in what is called conchoidal fracture, which basically means that they shatter at random. And you can see this one broke. These I found in a creek, more interior Alaska, and they have some volcanic matrix that they came out of, and you can see that they broke there. And because they're hard, you see this one has the matrix in it, but any of these ones that, say, I found on the beach on the Kenai Peninsula, they have pits in them, and that's where all the matrix eroded out because they've been tumbled on the beach for so long. So the sand got in there and cleaned them all out. So really all you have left is agate in that. So that's really neat. So those are the main ways to identify an agate. the luster, the hardness, and the conchoidal fracture. Bands are really just, they don't necessarily make it an agate, but they do help increase the gem quality of the agate. If an agate has bands, it's much more pretty. As you see, this one has bands and little like agate spheres on it, and it looks really cool. So that really increases the desirability of wanting to have them, and so they're worth more to people. This one is one that I found in Minnesota. So anyways, good luck hunting, and I hope that you're able to find some of these on the beach. Just remember, you'll see lots of stuff like this, especially if you're on the Kenai Peninsula. And this stuff, although it looks similar and you can see some light through it, isn't really an agate. Thank you for watching. Good luck hunting.